That's my line, Live Coil. Why, hello, you lovely little peppercorns. My name's Noa Lee, and welcome to another retro game hopping afternoon. Beating me to the punch, god damn it. How you guys doing? Live Coil's here, Raichu Wiz is here, and time for the weekly dose of insightful discussion and retro game enjoyment. What is new, everyone? Oh, you know, the usual stuff. Oh, god, hold on. The game that was playing on the emulation station demo had a very high-pitched, like, noise that was driving me insane suddenly. Anyway, there's just a bit of smoke here in Canada with the massive forest fire. Yeah, it's not really smoky here in Wisconsin, but y'all's forest fire is fucking up our weather here in Wisconsin majorly. We are having probably the worst drought we've had in probably 10 years right now, and we got like, I don't know, a tiny bit of rain last night, but normally by this time in the summer, we've had like, I don't know, probably like a dozen like decent thunderstorms and heavy rains, but we've had like just like sprinkles here and there for the last month and a half, and my phone keeps saying air quality alert thanks to the forest fires in Canada too. So while I can't see the smoke, it is affecting us here. Hey, what's up, Wakos? How you doing? And Tanish, morning. Couldn't sleep. Sorry you couldn't sleep, but at least you're here. So let's do that. Let's get a little pissed going today. I was gonna look. That's been so long. I forgot I was gonna look that up. Play a Hat in Time or Ninja Gaiden. Well, we're gonna start with Toe Jam and Earl, because that's what Romello requested. I'll give him a couple minutes to show up before we get started, but then yeah, we could play some. I'm not gonna play A Hat in Time because last time I tried to get it to run on the Steam Deck, it ran like garbage, and I uninstalled it. So if we wanted to, I've heard that it's actually been patched though, so it can run on the Steam Deck now. It's now Steam Deck verified, but I don't want to take the time to download it again, so But Ninja Gaiden, I'm up for some Ninja Gaiden. I haven't played that in a long time. I have beaten that game, but I doubt I'll be able to do it today. That game is fucking hard. So we're going to do some Toe Jam and Earl, and then we're going to do some Ninja Gaiden, it looks like. Excuse me. Let's see. Sonic Chaos on the Master System. All right. Got some good picks today. I played that a lot as a kid on my Game Gear. That one is probably the best 8-bit Sonic game, I would say. Except Tails Adventure, but that's like a spin-off game. Tails Adventure is probably the best one. Oh no, you have COVID, so I had to bail on my Streetlight Manifesto tickets last night. Oh, that's even worse! Damn! I'm not a massive Streetlight fan, but I do quite enjoy a few of their songs. I do like me some ska from time to time. It's a Diet Coke Asthma again. How about some Tekken 3? Is Tekken 3 on the PlayStation? I don't think I have that. But... And Tanish turns 24 today. Happy birthday! Woo! I am almost exactly 10 years older than you because I turn 34, well, end of August, so a little bit less than 10 years, so... Sweet. Alright, well, I don't see Romello yet, so we'll actually start with Ninja Gaiden, because I don't want to play a game that Romello recommended if he's not here. So let's get right on over to it then, shall we? Let's start with some Ninja Gaiden on the NES. I'm assuming that's the one you meant, Live Coil. I don't have the reboot, any of the reboots on here. Did I just go past NES? Sure did. Ninja Gaiden. Or Ninja Gaiden, if you want to be saucy. I've tried to play Ninja Gaiden 2 and 3 as well. I own both of them, but they just are not nearly as good as this first one. And actually, this isn't even the first one. This is technically the second game of the series, because the first one was on an arcade exclusive, which was more of a beat-em-up than an action game. Sonic 1's my personal favorite of the 8-bit games. That one is also really good. I'd have to replay that again, but yeah, that one is surprisingly good. It has a lot of like just really good Mario-like platforming, which is rare to see for the Sonic series, but it's quite good. All right. I remember hearing about a game called Soul Reaver. Apparently it got made into a series based on the antagonist. Not sure if good, but tossing it out there. PS1 or PS2. I believe, well, so Soul Reaver is a spin-off of the Legacy of Kain series. So there's, yeah, Legacy of Kain's Soul Reaver, and then I believe there's like a Soul Reaver 2, which was on the Dreamcast and PS2, I want to say? I want to say I played the original Soul Reaver on Dreamcast, but I don't remember for sure, so it's probably on PS2, but I think the original Legacy of Kain games are PS1 games. I really doubt I have those, but I'll, Oh, you know what? I do have some Dreamcast games on here. I might have Soul Reaver. Just starting strong with the music in this game. Oh, man. I recently watched a Carl Jobst video on how, for the longest time, people thought it was impossible to beat this game without taking a single hit because the final boss has an attack that's like was thought to be impossible to actually not take damage on, but if you actually attack it fast enough, I think you have to hit it like 16 times in like half a second or something like that, which is just just slightly within the realm of human possibility. You can actually do it, but it's very difficult, and only a handful of people have ever beaten this game without taking a single hit. I felt pretty badass just, you know, beating this game legitimately without using save states back in the day. Haven't done that for a while, but, you know. We playing Project 06 later? Is that completed yet? I saw a video on that today that, it seems like there was a big update for it recently or something. Ah, cutscenes. One of the games that helped popularize the cutscene, for better or for worse. She looks like a full-grown woman to me there, Ryu. Forgot to comment on that behind-the-scenes post, but I can't believe you're blowing past Cinemassacre's production quality. Oh, well, thank you. Because you gave yourself space to move around in. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. I'm working on it. I'm trying to think very closely about what I add and don't add to my video set for that very reason. I've definitely heard James talk about how filming in his AVGN setup in his basement requires him a lot of finagling from time to time. So I'm putting everything on wheels for one thing. I have two different, a love seat and a futon down there for different parts of the video set. They're both on wheels now. The actual main backdrop with the cube storage that has my artwork on it, that's also on wheels now. And yeah, so I put a lot of thought into it, but I think it's gonna be well worth the effort. But thank you. Oh, good timing for the music to drop out when you know, one of the best tracks in the game kicks up. Thank you, Valve. Can we throw a little South Park Chef's Love Shack on the N64? If I have it, we will play it. I believe I do. Because I think I have like the full North American library of N64 games. Chef's Love Shack. I don't think I've ever played that one. I played the other South Park game, the really crappy snowball one where you like, you know, throw snowballs at turkeys, and it was like a really bad FPS. I played that a lot as a kid just because, you know, I wasn't old enough to know any better yet, and I was a big fan of South Park when I was a kid. But I don't think I ever played Chef's Love Shack. Oh no! Hey, what's up, Romello? Oh, that's fine, man. I waited for you. We're gonna play Toe Jam and Earl. We were gonna start with that, but you weren't here yet, and I'm like, we can't play without Romello. He requested it, so we're gonna play some Ninja Gaiden, and then we're gonna play some Toe Jam and Earl, which I'm excited for because I also played that a lot as a kid. A lot of childhood games tonight, or I guess this one's not a childhood game, but I did play this a lot. Probably in like, I don't know, 2010. This is probably one of my most, like, I almost did that. I almost did it again with the dog there. Shit. This is probably one of my most played NES games, even though I only beat it once. I don't know, there's just a really nice... The controls are so tight in this. There's a really nice flow to the controls. You wouldn't know it by watching me right now, but you know. Oh, shit, I got the spin move. Nice. Ninja Gaiden's a game I go back to from time to time, but never beaten it. I have beaten it once, and that's good enough for me. It was... Well, it was a combined effort between Ryan and I. We spent like an entire day trying to beat this game. When we were probably like, I don't know, 20, something like that. And we, it only took us like an hour to get to the final level, and then it took us the rest of the afternoon to beat the game. If that shows you how absolutely unfair the final level is. Yeah, and as AVGN has said before, the the sequels to this game, they each have, like, Ninja Gaiden 3, I believe, has limited continues, so it's really hard, and Ninja Gaiden 3 has Ninja Gaiden 2 has limited continues, I believe, and Ninja Gaiden 3 has the... God, my nose is itching like a motherfucker today. Excuse me. Ninja Gaiden 3 has, like, really crappy, like, wind physics in a lot of levels that just suck, and yeah. Ninja Gaiden 2 I've gotten pretty far in, but I've only scratched the surface of 3 and don't really have much desire to play it, especially since if I'm in a mood for Ninja Gaiden, I just kind of want to play this game again, because despite it being bullshit unfair in the last level, this is a pretty fucking solid game. Oh, shit. Is it Ninja Gaiden or Ninja Gaiden? It is Gaiden. Because that would be how you'd pronounce it in Japanese anyway. I do remember, I have no idea who made this video, but there was a video somebody posted on Screw Attack when I was big on that website. And it was like, every time somebody said Ninja Gaiden, or Ninja Gaiden, this, like, gay ninja would show up and just, like, you know, I don't really know what he did exactly. I think he just kind of, like, you know, turned everybody gay was, like, the thing. It's like, oh, you summoned not Ninja Gaiden, you summoned Ninja Gaiden, sort of thing. You know, one of those 2010s jokes that hasn't really aged all that well, but there's that. Well, wind physics are just start out on the NES, so yeah. Sort of thing. I'm gonna catch up with the chat here. Neither my brother nor I could beat Ninja Gaiden 1 or Castlevania 1. I've never beaten Castlevania 1. That game is... Yeah. I've gotten closer to beating Simon's Quest than I have beating the first Castlevania. We got real close, like second to last levels in both, but yeah. I think the campaigns are finished, but the hub world and boss battles aren't there yet. Not sure if I'm right. Oh, Project 06? That sounds right. I'd be surprised if it was done yet, so. The women in this game, or the woman in this game is a lot less jiggly compared to the hack and slash reboot. No doubt, jeez. Enter the Dragonfly. I don't have that. I don't have many PS2 games. Sorry. Tossin, you gotta think older, I guess, because I don't... I pretty much have, like, with the exception of the PS1, I have full libraries up to that generation, but then... PS2, GameCube, I gotta... Because the games are so much bigger, I can't, like, just download the whole library like I could with every other. Same reason, like, my PS1 library isn't full on here either, just because... Who would have thunk it? Like, you know, one of the first mainstream disc-based console... you know, had massive file sizes compared to, like, even the N64. And also, the PS1 has a massive library, so there's that. I'm actually surprised. The N64 only has, like, what, like 250 games in its library? It's, like, really small. Damn it. Oh. I hesitated and ended up killing myself. What about Neo Geo games? I have like a Neo Geo arcade emulator on here. I've never played around with it, so I don't know how well they work. But we could try it. Be way later in the stream. I already got 4 other games lined up, so. But yeah, I'd be interested in that. Like, can check out, see if like Metal Slug runs or something like that. I haven't really dove too much into SNK's stuff, or their the Neo Geo library. Like I was always put off by the, you know, the fact that like getting a Neo Geo AES or whatever the other one's called, I forget. I was always thrown off by how expensive that console is, so like I never collected for it. And probably never will. I mean, like even a bad game on like an AES goes for like $150. Like, and I never quite understood the appeal of the Neo Geo, at least the consoles, definitely the arcade. That makes sense because, you know, they were more arcade stuff, but I don't know, like Neo Geo people are like, I want to say like the equivalent of diehard like Laserdisc fans is the best I could like describe it. I have no real experience with the older libraries. Even PS1 is stretching it for me. Ah, I see. Yeah. I mean, I'll write down anything you want to see for like next time. We could put in. You know what? Maybe I did put Enter the Dragonfly on here. Let me write it down. I'll check it when we're in between games. Because I want to say somebody else requested that, and we never got around to playing it. So maybe I did end up putting that on here. Dragonfly. To those who know, are the 3D Ninja Gaiden games any good? I played the first one. Well, I played the remake. The HD remaster of the first games, which was Ninja Gaiden Sigma on the PS3, which was a remaster of Ninja Gaiden on the Xbox, I believe. And I remember it being pretty good. It's basically Devil May Cry, but worse. This is the best way I could describe the 3D Ninja Gaiden games. Not my kind of game. I'm more like... I definitely prefer this style of Ninja Gaiden, for sure, but... And I'm not big into hack and slash or character action games, whatever you want to call them. Oh! Thank God for unlimited continues in this game, am I right? This game kind of like, you know, proved that you can have unlimited continues and still have an insanely difficult game back in the day. Because, like, you think about, like, when people make lists of, like, the hardest NES games, this is always, like, in the top 5, right? It's, like, it's always up there with, like, Silver Surfer or, other games I'm struggling to think of. Oh, like, or Battletoads. It's always up there with Silver Surfer and Battletoads as, like, the hardest NES games. But, like, this has unlimited continues, and I guess Silver Surfer does too, but it kind of doesn't well, no, I guess it doesn't. It just has a lot of continues, come to think of it. Battletoads sure fucking doesn't. Get up there. Or Contra. I guess Contra is... Although Contra's kind of like... Contra's not nearly as hard as like a lot of listicle makers have portrayed it over the years. Ah, fucking birds. Worst enemy in the Ninja Gaiden trilogy. Birds. Ow. Hey, one of the few times you actually die from running out of life instead of just, like, falling to your death. Ow. I am kind of surprised how much muscle memory I have for this game for having not played it in probably 10 years. I guess it just goes to show how much I have played this game over the years, because I'm kind of doing this on autopilot, which you would not expect from a game that is as notoriously difficult as this one. Like, I even remember the timing on these rocket launcher guys here, which makes it so much easier. And also, I forgot how much fucking fun this game is. This is like probably top 10 NES games for me. I fucking love this shit. Fuck this game. Contra's only hard if you don't enter the Konami code. Super C is much harder. Jesus. Yeah, because even with codes, you only get 10 lives as opposed to 30 in Greed. Hey, what's up, Funky Arts? How you doing? Not surprised about the N64 library, though. Oh, being so small, yeah. Yeah, the developers back then kind of wanted space for their game to, you know, they wanted a lot of storage space for their games, and, you know, N64 didn't have that. Spyro Enter the Bugfest. It is a buggy game. I remember going to Screw Attack for the Clip of the Week and Video Game Vault videos. I like them, but Death Battle videos as well. Yeah, I did like... I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Death Battle. I really enjoyed it when Death Battle was kind of like a small, you know, thing that they did on the side, but it just ended up becoming so popular that it kind of killed the rest of Screw Attack. I mean... It's kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back sort of thing. Like, there were plenty of other reasons that Screw Attack ended up dying. You know, Death Battle was not the sole cause, but it was kind of the, you know, kind of like, oh, we can, you know, we can be a lot more successful as a company if we focus on just this one product rather than having, you know, multiple different shows and stuff like that. And it kind of just forced them to turn into every other, like, I don't know, YouTube channel out there. That was another thing. Like, Death Battle, like, you know, originally started on ScrewAttack.com, but then once they started, like, uploading on YouTube, that's when it really took off. You know, big surprise. And then that just kind of, you know, made it even worse. Like, why would you bother visiting some, you know, crusty-ass website when you can, just go to YouTube like everybody else. Ow. If I remember correctly, I just want to... Oh, no. It's actually an easier way to do this. I think it's... Nope. I know there's like a... Oh, that's it. You just like crouch right here, I believe. Oh, too close. Damn. Game over again. Jinxed it, lol. Yeah, exactly. Don't you think the Ghosts and Goblins is hard? Oh, yes. How could I forget Ghosts and Goblins? Jesus. That is much, much harder game. Well, yeah, I'd say overall Ghosts and Goblins is harder than this. Sonic Adventure 2? Don't say yeah. Okay, I absolutely have Sonic Adventure 2. I'll put it on the list if we get that far. We got like 5 other games ahead of that. But yes, I do have Sonic Adventure 2. Only because I have like all the classic Dreamcast games on here. Adventure 2. What do you know? Neo Geo feels like a console for fancy people. Yes, it was the console for fancy people. I mean, it's kind of a cool concept because, like, the Neo Geo, I want to say it was the AES, right? It was the one that had, like, the cartridges that were, like, bigger than my head. It was basically the same exact hardware as their arcade system, the MVS, which is why it was so expensive. So when you got that cartridge, you were playing the actual same version as the arcade. And that was kind of like their, I don't know. I feel like SNK's / Neo Geo's, their home stuff was sold at a loss, or maybe they just broke even on it. I don't feel like they ever really expected to make like a profit on it or to be like the next big console. I think it was just a way for like their diehard fans who played the crap out of their games in the arcade to play the exact same game at home. So it was a completely different market from like, you know, like the Saturn or the 3DO, the Saturn and the 3DO, you know, the two fierce rivals of the Saturn and the 3DO. I missed the damn bird. God. But I mean, wait for them. Nice for them. I'm going to put a save state here just because I feel like being a filthy casual. There we go. Maybe it's just stand right here and keep mashing the button. Is that it? Except turn around properly. Nope. I know there's a way to like just beast mode the crap out of this. Think I can remember it though? Nope. I may have gotten it now. Way to fuck it up at the end, but hey, I got it. Did you learn how to press buttons fast enough by moving them through a fan? Yes, exactly. One thumb at a time. How great was that Ninja Gaiden episode of AVGN? That's probably like one of my favorite AVGN episodes. Dr. Smith! I know this is off topic, but is anyone also surprised by how fast the landscape of the internet has changed? Even YouTube is a bit different now in comparison to 2014. Time sure flies. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that today, how mostly just like how fast-paced like society is in general because of the internet. Like, you know, me not uploading a video to this channel for 3 months, and I get comments like at least once a week, like, when are you coming back? Or why did you stop making videos? Like, it's only been a couple months, but you know, a couple months is an eternity in internet time. So I don't know, it's weird. Or the fact that, like, you know, Tears of the Kingdom came out a month ago, and like it's like everybody's already starting to move on from it. And I don't know. But you're right, even like 2014 YouTube is like, you know, a completely different website practically from today's YouTube. Oof, epilepsy, no jutsu for the second time there. Oh, sorry about that. I keep looking away when the cutscenes are on so I can check the chat, so I didn't even notice. Apologies. Never watched AVGN. It was past my time. That's fair. Yeah. AVGN is kind of like, I'm glad he's still doing it, but there's no way in hell he could have, like, if James had started today, there's no way in hell that AVGN would have taken off, I don't think. I'm sure it would have had its fans, but it wouldn't have been like, you know, the massive, like, channel that it is now. It was just, you know, James and so many other creators from that kind of style of video are just in the right place at the right time for something like that to take off. And if you were there and of the perfect age to appreciate it, it was great, but if you weren't, then yeah, it definitely is hard to, you know, sell people on that. And I don't enjoy those kinds of videos anymore, but I am still glad that, you know, James is still doing that for, like, his diehard fans, and, you know, he still seems to be having fun doing it too. That's the big thing. I knew someone who animated on Death Battle and was tired of working on it. I've heard a few different creators say that Death Battle was kind of one of those just like paycheck jobs for them. Like, they didn't really have much enjoyment for it. Not that they had like a bad experience, but it was just kind of like, it was not what they were expecting when they worked on it. They were expecting it to be like, oh, hell yeah, this will be a blast, and, you know, work with some awesome people, but it just ended up being like a standard animation job for them. I've heard that from more than a few creators, whose names I can't even, you know, put with the stories at this point. You watched anything good recently? Thinking back to our Paul Thomas Anderson chat a few weeks ago, I just saw There Will Be Blood in the theaters, and it really holds up. Yeah, I haven't really... I don't think I've watched anything. Like I've said before, I don't watch a lot of movies, don't watch a lot of TV. Ryan and I, a couple months ago now, finished JoJo Part 6, Stone Ocean. That was pretty great. That was the last thing I watched, and that was a few months ago, so... Also, I remember they made their first CGI animated Death Battle video because they couldn't find good sprites for characters who would be in it. Yeah, I've definitely heard that too. And it's like that was right around the time, like, the... I don't know, the heart of... Wow, this cutscene's long as fuck. It's kind of like the time, like, the heart of the show kind of dropped out. I don't know. That's when it started getting corporate, too, is when they started doing more CGI on Death Battle. About the time I stopped watching. And yes, There Will Be Blood absolutely holds up. I probably haven't seen it in a few years now, but fucking love that movie. So good. Honestly, that's kind of... I know we were talking about this a while ago, but I think I mentioned how that's kind of been like the only Paul Thomas Anderson movie that I really have jived with. Ah, damn it. Like, I watched The Master, and then I watched another one of his movies, and I can't even remember which one it was at this point. Son of a bitch! Fucking getting knocked back, some bitch. Yeah, The Master was good, but how many times can I die in the same fucking spot? Jeez. No, it's not the same spot. It's a similar spot. This enemy placement right here just... Oh, God. There we go. Fuck off. Fuck off, mate. But yeah, I liked The Master, but I don't think I got The Master. I don't really understand why it was, like, considered such a phenomenal piece of cinema. Unlike There Will Be Blood, I totally get that one. Oh shit, hidden bat. I almost died. And then I did die. Shit. This is where the first major difficulty spike happens. Hey, what's up, Paladin Matt? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Long time no see. It has been 1 billion years, as you said this morning. Some bitch. Alright. I'm about, I want to at least get past this. This fucking spot. I want to at least get past this fucking spot. Because, believe it or not, the next level, or the next part of this level, actually gets a little easier again. If I remember correctly. Cheetah? Are you a cheetah? I'm a cheetah. I would say Across the Spider-Verse is the best movie of the year, but that bar is lower than something. Oop, got hit by a bat. But that bar is lower than the high jump for the for the Little People's Olympics. Indeed. Yeah, I have heard good things. If I were a Spider-Man fan, I would be all over that. I am quite impressed by the animation in both that and its the previous game. All right, one more try on this level, and then we'll hop to some Toe Jam and Earl. Since we have like 6 other games that were requested today, we can't tarry. We can't tarry on too many games, or on one game for too long. Son of a bitch. Hey Matt, have you played the 3D Ninja Gaidens, like the hack and slash? Somebody I know has played at least one of those. Get up there. There we go. The infinitely spawning bat. Gotta wait for the bird. No! I'm so freaking tired and my throat hurts, but otherwise good. Ah, sorry to hear that you're freaking tired and your throat hurts. I was sad that you couldn't make it today, but totally understand. Fucking bird! I'm doing good. Just grab the ladder while the bird just beats the shit out of me. That's the secret. Hey, I love that NES side of screen glitch. It's great. There we go. You gotta move through the rhythm of the level. It's kind of like dancing to the rhythm of a song. That is true. I don't know if that was a quote from the AVGN Ninja Gaiden episode or not, but that is kind of true with this game. There is a specific flow to it. Ah, here we go. Arguably the best song in the game. "100 animators left the studio, though. They have to delay the 3rd movie because they can't make a movie in 9 months. It's not possible." Like, they were trying to make an animated movie in 9 months? Are you insane? It wasn't like the production on the 2nd Spider-Verse movie like 3 years or something? Like, even if you're like making a live action film, like 9 months is like insane. So what you're saying is that they were overworking their animators and treating them like shit, which is, you know, par for the course for the animation industry. That sounds about right. Now we got white birds here. White birds are even worse because they're white. I might be projecting. Oh, please don't hit me. There we go. See? Like I said, it gets easier. Slightly. Don't fall down the hole. I don't think so, but I did play some kind of ninja game on the PS2. You probably played Shinobi then? There was a Shinobi reboot on the PS2 that was quite popular. That guy just knifed the crap out of me. Short Fat Otaku just released a video called Link the Twink. Is Link in Breath and Tears a twink? Personally, I could see it. Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, come on. Link's always been either like a, you know, a Shota or a twink. That's kind of like their style. Just saying. They just make it, that just makes it more marketable. I feel like that's like Nintendo's whole goal. Link the Twink. I'm sure he's the first person to think of that rhyme scheme before. They're worse because they're white. Noa Lee 2023. Context is important for everything. There we go. Yep. Oh, nope. Fuck. Noah going all woke with those white birds. Is it based? I always seem to confuse the two. Well, it depends on what your beliefs are, if you're woke or based. That's the secret. Shit. Real talk, though. Ryu is a freaking damage sponge in this game. Oh, God. The second Spider-Verse movie took 5 years, and they are trying to do what Lord of the Rings are doing for animation, and that's impossible to do on time. Yeah! No, I haven't seen the second Spider-Verse movie, but I have seen clips from it, and there is some crazy freaking animation in that, so the fact that they even did that in 5 years is impressive as all hell. But like I was saying, that probably means that they, probably means that they were overworking their animators, which, if 100 people just left the company, yeah, sounds about right. Oh no. The NES side of screen glitch actually didn't work in my favor there. It respawned that enemy. Is this the twins? Like the hoppy little things here? I want to say it is. I'm pretty sure I just want to stand underneath of one of these things, if I remember correctly. Ow. Oh, shit. I suppose I could use some of this since I, like, never use my specials. Cutting it close. There we go. That's one. There we go. They made Link a twink and Ganondorf a daddy in the newest one. Yeah, they sure did. I am a weird demon thing. Look at my nice hood that my grandmother knitted me. What is he supposed to be wearing? Or like, I never understood like what this image is supposed to be. It looks like he's wearing like a knitted scarf wrapped around his head or something. I still recommend Spider-Verse even if you aren't a Spidey fan. The animation is spectacular. My friend loved it and hates superhero movies. I probably would like it because of the animation. I might get around to it one day. We'll see. I got too many games to play. It's the problem. Games are way more important than movies or TV. Ah, he fell for the trapdoor trick. Mwah. I hate how some studios make masterpieces of movies and then a bad/mediocre sequel comes along and ruins it. Same. You can say the same about games. Happens a lot. Remember when we hated Sony Animation for the Emoji Movie, but we liked them the next year for the Spider-Verse, and now all is forgiven, right? Yeah, like, I forget who said it, but it might have been, like, Jerry Seinfeld. I think he said, like, you're only as funny as your last show, or something like that. And, like, that's kind of true for, like, movie studios, game development studios, is, like, you know, if you have a good game, everybody loves you until your next game. If your next game's bad, then everybody hates you until you reprove yourself. And, you know, you're only as good as your last piece of work, you know, which kind of rings true. But, I mean, I don't like following that because there's plenty of, I'm going to struggle to think of an example here, but there's plenty of developers that have made really crappy games. Oh, here's a good example. Ubisoft. Ubisoft's a terrible company, and 90% of everything they've ever made is trash, but every once in a while, they knock it out of the park. You know, that Mario plus Rabbids thing, you know, that was kind of a breath of fresh air, even though it was basically watered down XCOM, but, you know, whatever. We're not splitting hairs here. But that was like a breath of fresh air. There have been good Assassin's Creed games. Very few of them, but there have been in the past. You know, the Splinter Cell games used to be good. I don't think they've been good for a while, though. So, like, even a bad company can make good games from time to time, and even a good company can make bad games from time to time. Nintendo's been doing it for, what, 40 years now? I mean, they're a bad company for different reasons, though. Mostly because of their business practices. Good old Diet Coke asthma. One scarf or two hair or third smoke. What is the white sign on his head? Who knows, man? What about Rayman Beyond Good and Evil? I was trying not to go that far back with Ubisoft because they were a lot better back then. But yeah, absolutely Rayman and Beyond Good and Evil. I was trying to think of more modern Ubisoft games, but I was kind of struggling with that, so might as well include Rayman and Beyond Good and Evil. Oh shit, we got the hoppin' Jimmies here. Got the hoppin' Jimmies now. Oh, come on, get up there, Rio. Just kill that bat. Oh god, bird time. This fucking bird. Oh, that was close. The new Prince of Persia game looks... There's a new Prince of Persia game announced? What? I guess I question why it's Prince of Persia, though. What is it, an open world Prince of Persia game? I have not heard of this game. Did they just announce it? Why did I do that? I could have just jumped over him. Son of a bitch. Yeah, well, like I said years ago, a company is like a car. It depends on who's driving. Ooh, good one. That is a very good analogy, my friend. Yeah? I mean, you know, FromSoft is the obvious example. They were always a interesting company, but they really needed like a captain at the helm to steer their creativity. I mean, I love, you know, FromSoft's older work, especially now that I'm diving into it more recently, but you know, they really needed some direction because they were a lot of creativity and not a lot of direction leading up to Demon Souls. But on the other hand, like, you know, again, using FromSoft as an example, Miyazaki's smart enough to know when to get out of people's way. He doesn't try to control everything. I feel like that's like Satoru Iwata was a really good example for Nintendo. Like, you know, he was always there to help and give ideas, but he wasn't like, you know, authoritarian with stuff like, what was the previous guy? Hiroshi Yamauchi, I think that was his name. The previous Nintendo president. He was very controlling. But he also, you know, oh, fuck. We're gonna make it. Come on. I did say I was gonna switch to Toe Jam and Earl at some point, but I'm just having so much fun with Ninja Gaiden, so dang. Dang, dude, you've been playing some Armored Core? No, I played Kingsfield. I played the original, the OG From Software game. I fucking loved it. That game is great. I totally see why people say Souls is a spiritual successor to Kingsfield. It totally checks out. I had to modify the shit out of the controls, though, because the default controls were ass. They're bad. But once I got it to control like a normal first-person game, it was fine. Come on, get up there. Just, we don't even need to kill him. No, I was gonna play, start checking out the Armored Core games in preparation for the new one, but I think I'm just gonna wait and play the new one first. I feel like it's gonna be a good entry point for the series. And then I'll go back and play the other one. Oh god, fucking bird! Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! Alright, one more try on this level, and then we're gonna hop to Toe Jam and Earl. I think I said that with the last level. I'm honestly surprised we got this far in Ninja Gaiden, considering it's been so long since I played this. Fine. I don't even wanna. They say it doesn't fit, but I'm not sure what to think. Oh, I missed something. Some people criticize the art style for the new Prince of Persia from what I know. Really? Interesting. Does somebody even remember 1-2 Switch? I don't think so. I've never played it, but I do remember it because I know it was a... Oh wait, was 1-2 Switch the sequel to the launch title that just came out, or was that the launch title? See, I don't even know like the naming conventions with that. Yeah, I don't know. That's like... I feel like Nintendo must have like an internal quota. Like they have to have so many like in-house party games or tech demo games to show off their hardware, or a certain percentage of their in-house games must be family, like, I don't know, family party games or something like that. Oh god. No, I missed the bat. Son of a bitch. I'm on my last life. I'm fine with the art style of the new Prince of Persia. It's character design I'm not vibing with. Okay. I'm gonna pause here. I gotta look this up quick. I gotta get my opinion on there. Prince of Persia. Okay, that is a choice. Why does it look like Street Fighter 6? Yeah, I see what you mean about the character design. Okay. Interesting. Was it called The Lost Crown? That's the name of the game, huh? Was it 2.5D? It is. Okay. I mean, it looks like every other 2.5D game, cheap as hell, and I'm not really into it. So, yeah, it's pretty ugly art style. The character designs are fine, but I don't really think they fit with the rest of it. I don't know. I'd have to look at it more. I don't know. As I've said before, as a rule of thumb, I hate the 2.5D look, with a few exceptions. I just feel like anytime somebody does a 2.5D game, it's because they don't have the resources to make like a bigger 3D game, and they don't have the talent or time to like do like a nice hand-drawn art style or a pixelated art style or stylized graphics at all to actually make it look decent. So they just use standard 3D models to... Well, I guess we're done. Okay, well, anyway, that was Ninja Gaiden. Played that a lot longer than I was expecting, but let's hop to some Toe Jam and Earl here. We'll go from one of the most action-packed NES games to one of the most laid-back Genesis games. Why not? An exception would be the new Sonic game that was announced, which I forgot the name. What is it? I forgot what it is. Sonic something or other. Come on, Sonic fans, remind me what's the new Sonic game that's coming out this fall called? I forgot. Show so much I care. Actually, it looks really good. But and Super Mario Wonder, which was just announced recently. Both of those are 2.5D, and they look fantastic because clearly somebody gave a shit at Nintendo and or Sega. Toe Jam? Did I go past it? There it is. Toe Jam and Earl. Hell yeah. Sonic Superstars, thank you. Jesus, could not think of that. Real talk, that is a very generic name, so no wonder I forgot it. Sonic Dating, yes, the Sonic Dating sim is finally coming out. The exception of good-looking 2.5D games. Klonoa, yes, absolutely. Hopefully Sonic Superstars. Based on the trailer, I think Sonic Superstars is going to looks great. Ori and the Blind Forest / Will of the Wisps also look great. For the most part, there's a couple spots in Ori and the Blind Forest I remember looking generic as shit, but that was not for the whole game. That was just certain parts. But how about that Super Mario Wonder? That game looks fucking rad. I can't remember the last time I was this excited for a 2D Mario game. Probably hasn't been since, like... I don't even remember, because speaking of cheap-looking, generic 2.5D games, New Super Mario Brothers, that whole series looked like garbage. We're going to play as just Toe Jam. Play Random World. Give me some presents here. This game is such a frickin' vibe. No, I don't want to drop. I want to. I just wasted a present because I couldn't remember what the buttons were. I feel like the new Prince of Persia was supposed to come out at the same time as the remake that never happened, but since the remake will never come out, they have no choice but to release this. That could be. I'm not going to take that door because it's probably going to launch me into the water somewhere, and then I'll die. Toe Jam is a wiener, and Earl is on vacation. Can confirm that Sonic Superstars has the same physics as the classic games. Hell yeah. Looking forward to it. It does look really good. I'm just stoked to actually play as, like, classic Amy in a frickin' 2D Sonic game for once. Like, I know that's a small thing to ask, but I don't know. I've said it before, but classic Amy's like character design is one of my favorite Sonic character designs. I've always wanted to play as her in a 2D Sonic game. And it's finally happening. And they also put her in the Sonic Origins Plus, but I'll never play that game because Sega fucked up on that, and it's awful. Actually, I might, because there are fan mods for that game that actually make it not feel like shitty mobile physics and actually feel like Genesis games, like they should. Let's get some high tops. We got the super high tops. There's not a ship piece on this level. What is the... There it is. I was gonna say, I had to remember what the map button was. Okay, that opens that up. There we go. Okay. To be honest, both Mario and Sonic have generic titles now, but I'm not blaming them. Not even I can come up with a good title. I think Super Mario Wonder is a good name. Sonic Superstars is a very generic name, but you do bring up a good point. There's been so many Mario and Sonic games, like, they're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel for for engaging titles. I think Super Mario Wonder is a good one, though. I don't know, just it reminds me of... Hold on a second. Where is it? Come on. I know it's like right here. Did you guys ever have the let's go to... I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Let's go to main camera here. Did you guys ever have the I Spy books when you were younger, or like me as a almost 34-year-old man? I fucking love these things because of how, like, I don't know, just like some of the artwork. I don't know if this is like just an American thing or if these were... Here we go. But I don't know. This might be like the start of my love for like miniature design, and let's get it on camera here, but it doesn't show up on camera and stuff. But this was I Spy Fantasy, which was my favorite of these. There's a whole bunch of them. I have them on the shelf over here. But I don't know. When I first heard the Super Mario Wonder title, it immediately reminded me of I Spy Fantasy and how much I loved that as a kid. So I don't know, it just brought back fond memories for me, and like the crazy, like, you know, designs they're going for and like the trippy visuals and stuff just straight up reminds me of that I Spy Fantasy book that I just pulled up. And yeah, I don't know, I think it's a good title personally. Thank you. You make me feel young, but that book doesn't look bad. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I just love these books. They're freaking great. Walter Wick is the name of the photographer who did those. He has another series called Can You See What I See, which is like basically the same thing. I gotta try those or check out those books sometime. I wasn't looking. Was there a puzzle or a ship piece on this world? Shit. Nope. Get some bonus high tops. I say the new Mario game still looks like New Super Mario Brothers, but better. The expression and animation looks better. I think the visual design definitely looks better, and gameplay-wise, it just looks a lot... I don't know. It looks like they spent a lot more time trying to do like crazy and wacky things with Super Mario Wonder, whereas like the new Super Mario Brothers, like I just always got the sense that they were relying so much on, it's, you know, Super Mario Brothers, but new, on new hardware. You played the old games. You'll love these new games. I just never, with none of the new Super Mario Brothers games, like, really stuck out to me as anything more than, like, nostalgia bait, ultimately. Whereas this game genuinely feels like at least judging from the trailer, we'll see how it actually is when I get around to playing it, but actually feels like, or looks like an evolution of the 2D Mario formula in the same way that like Odyssey was an an evolution of 3D Mario formula. So there are no pieces on Toe Jam's level. Okay. Have you played the Xbox Toe Jam and Earl game? I have played a very small amount of it, mostly just enough to say I did. Not bad. I'd like to play more of it and give it a fair shake. That game's ugly as sin, though. It's real. I really don't like the visual design of that game at all. But hey, there's a ship piece on this level. Nice. No, I don't want to use my high tops unless I have to. I'm running low on high tops. Finally, a 2D Mario game that doesn't look like plastic. That's the best way. I've never thought of that before. But the game looking like plastic is, like, I guess what I'm getting at when I say 2.5D games look generic. Is they just look plastic. Plastic's a good way to put it. Oh, I want this money, but I don't want to get squished by the doggy. Oh, hey, look at that. I think I can get him around him. Yeah! Look at those elite Toe Jam and Earl skills right there. I have only beaten this game like once or twice. Gets pretty freaking ridiculously difficult later on. Boom, boom. I haven't played the new Toe Jam and Earl. Was it like New Groove or something like that? Oh, I'm a doofus now. Woo! No, they fixed a lot of stuff with the newest patch on Sonic Origins. It plays much better now since they removed roll lock. Roll lock. Oh, well, that's good to know. I know that there's been a lot of fan mods for it that have fixed it up. So yeah, I'll probably, if it next time there's a big sale on Steam, I think I'll get it if it's real low cheap, and then mod the shit out of it and put the proper music back in its proper place. There's a telephone around here somewhere. Not bad. Watermelon. Mario RPG is going to fuck. Nice. I am really surprised that one, Nintendo did that, remade Super Mario RPG, but two, also that they're acknowledging that it even exists, because like it's been so long since they've acknowledged that that game even existed. And also, was Square the one that like actually made that game back in the day? Somebody else, like, I thought part of the reason they could never re-release it was because like it was kind of like a Donkey Kong 64 situation where Nintendo owned the characters, but the company that made it owned like the code base for it or something like that, and they couldn't. Maybe they struck a deal somewhere, or maybe like some... Oh, why did I eat that? I might have needed that later. Gotta find this puzzle piece, yo. Oh shit, Santa. What are you doing, Santa? Oh my. Huh? What? I wasn't fapping. You can't prove I was. Did you know this game was going to have a villain that would be a anti-racism allegory, but was cut by Sega for obvious reasons? Nope, I did not know that. I am so glad that they cut that, because you don't need a villain in Toe Jam and Earl, for one thing, and like little on the nose. I got a piece of trivia for you. Did you know that the soundtrack for this game was based on the composer's love of Herbie Hancock's album Headhunters, and by extension the Headhunters band that formed after that album? That's one of my favorite albums, by the way. From the trailer, my only criticism is that the world themes are still the uninspired grass world, desert world, underground caves, etc. I agree with that criticism. Yes. Granted, that's just what they showed in the trailer. There could be some other stuff, but this is, you know, a 2D Mario game we're talking about here, so it would not be out of left field to have that. You know, the typical grassland, desert land, underground caves vibe. Had to pop out for a bit. What'd I miss? Oh, I beat Ninja Gaiden without taking a single hit. Got a world record for not the fewest number of times saying fuck while playing Ninja Gaiden. I feel like it was an accomplished stream. Yeah. Music is like the only, really the only real issue. Otherwise, it's solid now. The Plus expansion might disappoint some. I wait until it's on sale because, I don't know, I'm not in need right now to play with Amy. Yeah, I mean, anytime there's a collection like that, like, I usually, I already own every frickin' game in that collection, so, like, it's like, why would I bother? I don't feel like the, you know, having the games in 16:9 and, you know, in a higher resolution really adds to the games at all. Not for me personally, so there's not really a reason for me to pick that up. But, you know, if it shows up on sale on some Steam sale for like $10, yeah, I'll pick it up. Just to check it out, just for the extra features. Be nice to play as Amy. Be nice to play as Knuckles and Sonic 1 officially, and, you know, stuff like that. Boop, boop, boop. Where the fuck is this ship piece, brah? Whoa, whoa. Okay, what did I walk in on this time? Santa doing God knows what. I mean, you know, a man has needs. Of course, we both love Watermelon Man. Oh, yeah. This song, like, is very reminiscent of Watermelon Man, even though it doesn't have, like, the awesome whistle. Oh, got me some. Chameleon is more my jam, even though every song on that album is a frickin' vibe. I could get down to Headhunters any frickin' day. We do seem to have similar tastes in music, Wakos, so, which is frickin' awesome. Yes, I did. Of course you knew that, Romello. You know everything. Every little trivia about games. Where is this damn puzzle piece? Or, ship piece? It must be over there somewhere. Some bitch. Let's get past the hula girl. Hubba hubba. Also, they're making a Toe Jam and Earl movie for Amazon Studios. That sounds like an awful idea. I do not have faith in anything that Amazon Studios produces, so... And a Toe Jam and Earl movie just sounds like a bad idea, but... Okay. I'll give it a shot. Also, there was a Toe Jam and Earl game for Dreamcast, but was later released for Xbox after that console flopped. Yes, I did know that. Which makes a lot of sense, but... 100, baby. Hell yeah. Come on, get away. Get away from the sexy hula girl. There we go. No! I don't know how I ended up loving this game as a kid. This game is so frickin' slow-paced. You'd think that it would just bore me to tears when I was a kid, but I probably liked it more as a kid than I do now. And I still love this game. Also helped that, like, my sister and I used to play. This was one of the few games she would play with me, because she wasn't much of a gamer. And to this day, she will give me shit over the fact that I always made her play as Earl. I'll never live that down. God, where is this frickin' ship piece? I have uncovered practically the entire map. It has to be like right here, right? No, it's not. Damn. But no, new New World was so fun for the first 10 hours. Hey, there's the ship piece that looks like a chicken tender. Why are these like chicken tenders shaped? I always wondered this. Forward stabilizing unit. Forward chicken tender unit. I was more talking about like that awful Lord of the Rings thing they did, like blah. Which granted I didn't see, but that was like the most just like looking at it was the most corporate bullshit thing I've ever seen. But yeah, New World, that hit MMO that, you know, is of a genre that's supposed to last hundreds of hours for the player. It was only fun for the first 10 hours. Big yikes and an oof. Did you play the Toe Jam and Earl game that was released recently by Adult Swim? Recently by Adult Swim? Like the one that was like a reboot? Was that like published by Adult Swim recently? Or was there like a... Oh, you know what? I am having a vague memory now that you mention it. Wasn't there like a... Yeah, there was like a promotional game that Adult Swim made that was like a Toe Jam and Earl. It wasn't actually Toe Jam and Earl, though. It was like some other property, but it was basically Toe Jam and Earl. I vaguely recall what you're referencing, but I don't remember the details of it. And even for Superstars, I think the camera should be more zoomed out. Oh, I missed the first part. I think Sonic in 16.9 is a valid reason, because honestly, the 4.3 makes it really hard to see what's in front of you when you go at high speeds. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. It's hard for me to put myself in that shoes, seeing as I played the classic games from a young age, and I know them like the back of my hand, and I've never really played the Sonic games with the intention of like speed running them, which I know is like, you know, a insane thing to say about a Sonic game because you're supposed to go fast, but so I can see that, like, if you're somebody who really likes to speed run Sonic games, I think it would be worth the money to excuse me, I forgot all the button combination again. I think it would be worth it to get 16.9 just for that reason, but I don't personally need that. You know, I'm of the opinion that a game should be the way it was originally designed. I don't know. The games were designed to be 4.3, and my brain feels they need to stay 4.3 in order to be like the truest version of that game, but I know I'm the odd man out in that scenario, and it's the same reason that I don't like graphical remakes. You know, I just feel like the graphics and the aspect ratio are an integral part of the experience, and I'm not saying that other people are wrong for enjoying a different experience. I'm just saying that me personally, how I enjoy games requires the original graphics and the original aspect ratio for the full effect, if that makes sense. But I'm a weirdo. I'm a weird guy who likes games in a much different way than most people, and I fully recognize that. Ah, yes, identify food. How much bucks do I have? I got 4 bucks. That's an extra buck. And unfall. All right. Thank you, Carrot Man. Thank you, Carrot Man. Heading out a bit sooner than usual today. Got to meet with my future roommate and do some last-minute prep for moving. Cheers, Noah. Hope you all have fun. Bye, Live Coil. Thanks for coming out, buddy. Have fun with the old roommate situation. Good luck with that. Hope they're a good roommate. That's always important. Just came back from the bathroom, but you seriously don't want to play the 50 hertz version of Toe Jam and Earl. Yeah, no, I'm sure I don't. I don't want to play the 50 hertz version of anything, unless it was, like, specifically designed to play in 50 hertz. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. I should have put some high tops on. I thought about it, but then I didn't. I should still put some high tops on. Get the fuck away from that. Hey, there's the piece. Woo! We got another chicken tender. The Super Funkomatic Amplimator? Alright. And I already found the elevator. Well, look at us cooking with gas. Speaking of the Hertz thing, so I'm working on this laptop that I've had for like 6 months now. I'm just haven't gotten around to working on it until this week, but because I want to do a dual boot with Arch Linux and Windows 11. The Windows 11 solely for the very small amount of games I can't get to run on Linux. And I was watching a video after like getting the base install for Windows 11 the other day, and I'm just like, this video just does not look right to my eyes. And I'm just like, wow, what the fuck? This laptop has the worst screen I've ever seen. Everything was like really soft, and it kind of looked like a soap opera. And I'm like, god damn, the screen on this laptop just freaking sucks. But then I switched over to my Arch Linux install, and I'm like, wait a minute, videos look fine on here. Like, what the hell is going on? So, long story short, a couple hours later, I discovered that, oh, the laptop screen I have is a 120 hertz screen, which I've never experienced before in my entire life. I've only ever experienced 60 hertz screens. And Arch Linux defaults to 60 hertz, although you can select 120 hertz, whereas Windows 11 selects 120 hertz as the default. So I realized, long story short, I realized this week, I hate how 120 hertz screens look. They look so wrong to my eyeballs. Maybe it's just the video editor in me or whatever, but it just, I don't know. Like, I do not like this ultra smooth motion look at all. So I turned off 120 hertz like right away because I just could not stand how it looked. So, and then I thought, like, man, some people are all about, like, oh, I gotta have a 144 hertz monitor. I'm like, that sounds like something that I will never understand. I didn't want high tops, damn it. Oh well, this is my last pair of high tops. Was there a ship piece on this level? But I've definitely, you know, I don't know. It makes me wonder, like, if your brain, like, gets programmed with what you experience at a young age. Because I know there's people, I think Tanish was one of the people, correct me if I'm wrong, Tanish, but I believe you're somebody who, like, you're really sensitive when it comes to, like, frame rates that are lower than 60 FPS. And I'm not. Like, anything above 30 is fine for me. Like, anything above 30 is good. I would prefer a solid 60. I can tell the difference, but it's not going to break my heart if it's not in 60 FPS. As long as, you know, it's not getting choppy, it's fine to my eyeballs. But, you know, some people are really sensitive to drops in frame rate. And it just makes me wonder if, like, you know, your brain just adjusts to a certain, like, you know, certain refresh rate or a certain, you know, frame rate or something like that, and then anything that deviates from that, it just seems like just all sorts of wrong to you. I don't know. Is this level covered in squeezy cheese? I think the correct question is, why isn't the rest of the game covered in squeezy cheese? Like, I see no problem here. Hey, I'm a Poindexter now. But I do like... Oh, I missed the first one. It was a Toe Jam and Earl game, but with a different art style, but it's very good and better than the original. Better than the original. That is a bold statement, my friend. Are you talking about the one that was released on, like, PS4 and Switch recently? Or was there one that came out after that? Because that one I haven't played, but it looks really good, and that one does have a different art style. Was there a second Toe Jam and Earl that came out? Like, I don't know, how long ago did this come out? But I do like Panic on Funkatron 1, but I wish it wasn't a Toe Jam and Earl game. Yeah, oh shit. I fucked up. Yeah, I just can't get into Planet on Funkatron. I like everything about that game except the gameplay, which is, is the most important part. The music's really good, graphics are phenomenal, animation is phenomenal, the world design is kooky and crazy, and I love it, but I just do not like the gameplay. And even if it wasn't a Toe Jam and Earl game, I still don't think I would like that game. All right, let's catch up with the chat here. I think if it comes to aspect ratio, to each their own, but if you ever stretch 4:3, I'm going to slap you. Yes, that is the absolute sin. Like, if you're going to re-release a game and you make it 16:9, it's not going to break my heart. I'll be fine. If the only way you could play Sonic 3 on modern hardware is by playing a 16:9 version, it doesn't break my heart. It's just I would prefer it to be in 4:3 personally, or better yet, have the option of choosing, on a player-by-player basis. But my God, if you fucking stretch 4:3 to make it 16:9, I just exact sentiments, Fungi. I will slap a bitch. I will slap a I'll slap a motherfucker till the cows come home if you do that. I cannot stand when graphics are stretched, which is why I don't like Super Nintendo ports. Because they all look so stretched and blocky. If it wasn't like made from the ground up for the Super Nintendo, it usually is stretched. It looks like crap, and the aspect ratio is off. I've said this so many times, but people think I'm crazy because I always prefer the Genesis port of a multi-platform game, and that's the biggest reason why. Because it's usually the pixel ratio is correct on the Genesis, but it's stretched on the SNES. Yep. Neuroplasticity is a thing, but child brains are highly sensitive to long-term training. Yes, lots of fields where that's been noted. That's kind of what I feel, because like whenever I hear people say, they need a 120 hertz monitor, or they're sensitive to anything that's below 60 FPS. It's always younger people, and that's not me shitting on younger people. That's just a fact of the matter. Is I think it's genuinely younger people grew up with smoother visuals and their brains became adapted to that. So then anything that's, deviates from that is kind of rough on their eyes and rough on their brains. Whereas, for me, it's the opposite. I don't get a headache watching a 120 hertz video, but it just looks so wrong to me. It's just not something that I enjoy. I find it distracting how, smooth it is. I suppose if I stuck with it long enough, I would probably, get used to it, but I don't want to get used to it is the thing. It just looks so bad to me, personally. I can kind of tell if something isn't 60 FPS, but not as sensitive as anyone from Digital Foundry. 30 FPS is fine when it fluctuates for 30 to 60. It looks off. Okay, I might have been thinking of someone else. But yeah. Most of the time, if a game is, designed around 30 FPS, if they know that 30 FPS is their target, it's, it's usually fine. I think the problem is when you have, a developer that's shooting for 60 FPS and, their animations rely on a higher frame rate or something like that, and then it's running you can only get it to run at 45 FPS or something like that, then it seems choppy. But I mean, people always give one of the reasons that people want a Bloodborne remaster so badly is because Bloodborne is locked at 30 FPS, and I don't feel like Bloodborne needs to be at 60 FPS. or that 60 FPS would make the game any better, because FromSoft clearly knew the game was going to be locked to 30 FPS, so they designed the rest of the game accordingly to match that. But I mean, if they had shot for 60 and then fallen short of that, I absolutely would notice. But I don't know, it feels good to me. Or like Tears of the Kingdom, like I'm 120 hours in to Tears of the Kingdom right now, and that's locked at 30 FPS too, and it's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. Like, I wouldn't even think about it if like it wasn't like a point of contention for a lot of Nintendo fans right now. The cheese is everywhere. As a Nintendo kid that is almost 20, I cannot relate with what other people with other people my age. Good point. Yeah, Nintendo's always fallen behind there with the frame rate thing, which I think is fine personally, but yeah. I think you're onto something because I like to play Sonic Adventure on Steam with mods a lot. It's on 60, but whenever I go back to the Dreamcast, I have to get used to the lower frame rate. Interesting. I could see that. But I can kind of tell 50 to 60 FPS fluctuations. I can't tell you anything about 120 hertz. I've been playing a lot of Vita and PS3 games, and I never care much to see drop in FPS, but since replaying them today, I feel like I see the drop way more, although I still don't care. Nice. Oh, wake up, Toe Jam. Jeez. Yeah, that's more distracting to me, as if the frame rate fluctuates. Like, if it's locked at, like, 30 FPS, it's smooth to my brain. But if it's, if it's constantly going from, like, 30 to 40 and then back to 30, I'll notice that crap. Although there are one or two occasions where folks deny that child brain absorption thing completely, so not sure where the science is settled there. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like the child brain absorption thing, whatever you want to call it, is pretty well established. It just seemed like childhood psychology is like such a fascinating topic because, the more you dig into someone's, oh God, I'm going to sink in the cheese. God, I'm going to sink in the cheese. I'm going to sink in the cheese. Oh God. I'm going to die. Stop hula dancing. Get out of the cheese. There we go. Just grab this present. Sweet. I don't know. I feel like childhood psychology is a pretty well-established field of study. Oh, God. No, he's going to steal my presents. Son of a bitch. But it does make sense why there would be like a lot of, ooh, there's a phone around here. I must find it. The good old landline phone. There it is. And there's the, do we have a puzzle piece on this level? No, we are done with this level. Sweet as. Oh, the boogeyman. Son of a bitch. Ah, he boogied me to death. God, this game's freaking brutal sometimes. I would love for a Pac-Man game similar to Toe Jam and Earl, or at least a new IP with this kind of gameplay. Yeah, it's surprising there aren't more games like this. I can't think of a single other property that has this kind of gameplay, personally. There's this experiment where people wear glasses that turned everything upside down. God, that sounds horrifying. A couple days later, their brains started correcting. Then without glasses, took a few days to correct again. There's... I forget what it's called. There is a specific... there's a specific pattern that if you look at it and stare at it for like 15 minutes, it rewires your brain so that everything green looks red and everything red looks green, and it takes months for your brain to go back to normal after that. It's horrifying. Tom Scott did a video on it, and he's like, I will not show this pattern on screen. And he's like, I highly recommend nobody go look at this sort of thing. But yeah, it was just like, I forget what it's called. It starts with an M. But yeah, I just stare at this thing for like 15 minutes, and for the next 6 months, your red is green and your green is red. Great. Like, no, thank you. I don't want to live in that world for 6 months. I think the main reason people want a Bloodborne is not because of 30. That's not the only reason, but yeah, it's mainly because of the moments when it dips hard into the 10s. What are these moments? I don't recall there ever being like a normal frame rate or a normal frame drop, or like a, what am I trying to say here? A replicatable frame drop. Like, I don't actually recall there being that many frame drops in Bloodborne, personally, and I've played that game like a dozen times or more. Huh. Maybe I just don't notice when, or maybe it just happens when it's not a problem? I don't know. I think, okay, well, here's a question. So if a game drops frames like when it's loading a cutscene or a new area for like the first couple of seconds, do you consider that this is a question for everybody here, not just Tanish, but do you consider that like a frame drop problem? Because I kind of just, I don't know, maybe I'm just so used to it. But I kind of like when a big area is loading in a game, I kind of expect it to hiccup a little bit. I mean, that happens in Souls games. I can't really think of any specific spots where, you know, that sticks out to me, but, you know, if the frame rate bounces back right away, like, it doesn't bother me. Oh, son of a bitch, now my controls are gonna be reversed. Motherfucker. Oh. This is the Toe Jam and Earl experience right here. Hula dancing, reversed controls. There we go. Yep. At least reversing direction isn't too bad. There's this moment in one of, I think it's the SNES Sparkster game. There's this one room where if you enter it, it reverses not only your directions, but it also rearranges all the button mappings too. So, and then you're like stuck in this room until you figure out how to get out of the frickin' room with the messed up controls. And God, I hate that. No pieces on this level. Nice. Someone on planet Earth has to wake up to the wake up sound from Toe Jam and Earl as it is alarm sound. I never did that, but I have definitely, it has crossed my crossed my mind before to make that like a default, or not a default, a custom alarm before. Shut Up's a good one too. What time is it? We'll do one more level here and then we'll hop to some Sonic Chaos, I think. Oh God, we got the Nazi chickens. Not the Nazi chickens. Let me have a coffee break here. I meant more like, yeah, we know kids absorb things, but this one thing we always do doesn't fall under that. Oh, I see what you're saying. I gotcha. People are in denial about, like, you know, yeah, I yell at my kid constantly, but it'll be fine. He'll get over it someday. Sort of thing. I remember seeing someone use a phone booth yesterday. It was a rare sight. Where the hell? Like, do you still have phone booths where you're at? I saw a payphone somewhere, like within the last year or two. I don't remember where it was, but I'm just like, oh, hey, a unicorn. Oh, I got a shit ton of presents. I should probably use some presents. Jamming. Super high taps. Don't eat the mushroom. Nazi chickens. Do you see any symbolic? I probably don't think because the sprites are small. No, I don't think so. They just got like the well, I guess they do have, like, it's really hard to see, but when they turn one direction, they do have some symbol on their helmet. You can't tell what it is, but yeah, right there. Like, if you look at the lead chicken, he's got like a red mark on his helmet, but I don't know what that is. But they do have like the pointy helmets or whatever. I forget who it was, but one of the developers of this game, you know, maybe Romello knows this, but I remember reading some factoid about like the Nazi chickens specifically, and how they had, I think they were explicitly Nazi chickens at one point in development, but then Sega, like, you know, made them censor it or something like that. I definitely remember reading something about the Nazi chickens being actual Nazi chickens at one point in time. But who knows? But I see it, lol. Yeah, I mean, you definitely get that vibe, for sure, when you look at them. I'm not talking about experience with Bloodborne. Oh, you just mean in general. Gotcha, I misunderstood that. I just remember seeing the completionist and that one giant boss looking like a slideshow. It really depends on how many frames it drops in a cutscene. And even then, not then, really. I advocate cutscenes always at 30 FPS and gameplay be 60. Yeah. I think that's a good ideal to shoot for. It very well could be that, that Bloodborne was pretty unoptimized when it, hey, look at that, there's the chicken tender already, nice. Bloodborne was pretty unoptimized when it first launched, because it was, From Software had some difficulties developing for the PS4 because it was like such an early PS4 game. They fixed it pretty quickly, but I remember when that game launched, like, the loading times were excruciatingly long. Like, every time you died, it was like no joke, like a minute-long load time before you could play again. It was ridiculous. So it would not surprise me if early on the game had some severe frame drops. I don't remember that personally, but I do remember the excruciatingly long loading times. What do we got for presents here? Let's get some hot tops going. Meep, meep. Pancakes. Nice. There we go. Alright, I think we'll hop to Sonic Chaos now. And a pretty good run with Toe Jam and Earl there. The helmets aren't even green. Oh, there's a ship piece here, too. Son of a bitch. How many ship pieces do we have left? 7? There's no way in hell we're gonna beat this game, but, you know. Alright, no, I hit the wrong button. Son of a bitch, I've played too much Nintendo. It's got my button mappings all messed up. Fucking Nintendo controls. Okay, what do we got? We want Sonic Chaos. The game, is this the game where Tails dies at the end canonically and then Sega never acknowledges it? I never actually, yes, this is that game now that I think about it. I never, or maybe that was Triple Trouble. I forget. One of the Game Gear, it's either Triple Trouble or Sonic Chaos. There's like, if you get the bad ending and don't get all the Chaos Emeralds, like, Tails just dies. I always interpreted that ending as you know, Sonic was like wistfully looking in the skies like, where are you, Tails? I will find you. But apparently, like, it was intended to be like, no, Tails is dead. Like, you didn't get the Chaos Emeralds. Tails fucking died. Congratulations. I know this is random, but did people really use words like rad a lot in the 90s? I don't remember ever saying rad until like the last 10 years or so in reference to the 90s, but granted, I grew up in the country, so things were a little different. It might have been like in the city. That was some city slicker lingo from the 90s, but I was a country boy. Still am. But I don't know. I remember people say rad and in cartoons and stuff, so maybe it was a thing. Actually, rad was probably more of a like an 80s thing. Like, you think of like the Legend of Zelda commercial, like, the Legend of Zelda is really rad, something something, Octorok's bad. I forget the lyrics of that Zelda rap from where that one bad boy kid in the leather jacket and the nerdy kid are hanging out, and it's like totally unrealistic for the time period. Off topic, but ever heard of them fighting herds? Yes, I have. Or them's fighting herds, I think is what it's called. Yes, I have, because I was a brony at one point in time. And I know that originally started as a MLP fighting game that got shut down by Hasbro, so they turned it into a completely different and legally distinct thing. The animation is quite impressive on that. I'm not one for fighting games, but I am impressed by the level of animation in that game. There are rings just freaking everywhere. Totally tubular. Don't have a cow, man. Yeah, anything Bart Simpson used to say in the 90s Simpsons episodes, that's how everybody in the 90s spoke. Look at all these rangs. Didn't, what was the name of the... Was it A+ Start, YouTuber that remade this game, or was working on a remake of this game? I forget. Some YouTuber that I used to watch was remaking this game at one point in time, but I forget who it was. Sonic Chaos is so easy, no kidding. Is it actually? I remember like getting my ass kicked as a kid playing this, but I also sucked at games as a kid, so... I mean, does this still have like the typical like 8-bit Sonic thing where if you get hit you only lose 10 rings, or do you actually lose all your rings? Okay, real talk. Does anybody actually use the speed shoes unless you're speed running a level? They always just seemed like they got in the way to me personally. Again, I'm sure they're fine if you like speed running Sonic levels, but I don't, so I never liked using the frickin' speed shoes. Ah, it does seem like you lose all your rings, unless I had fewer than 10, which might have been the case. Boing. Yes, A+ Start, but he worked on Sonic Origins later on. Oh, I didn't know that. Ah, nice. Can we one day react to video game commercials or commercials in general? Maybe. That does kind of sound like fun. I am kind of just streaming for fun these days, so... Because, like I said, I'm done with this channel. Moving on to bigger and better things, but... I'm still streaming here, just because where else am I gonna fucking stream? Boing. That might be fun. I don't know, if I ever feel like, streaming in the near future and, just don't feel like gaming for whatever reason, which is rare for me. I always feel like gaming. Maybe we'll do like let's watch some old video game commercials and react to them I could become a React tuber. That's what I'm destined to be. That's what I've been destined to be all these years. A YouTube reactor. Story mode is actually really fun and kind of like an old school RPGM? RPGM? What's an RPGM? But instead of turn-based combat, it's fighting game combat, and it was going to be My Little Pony Fighting is Magic. Yep. You're exactly like my mom. Nice. I'm so glad I'm exactly like your mom. She doesn't like the speed shoes, but I love them. I even use them when I go for 100% because I know what I'm doing. I also abuse the physics a lot. The only game I feel like the speed shoes are really necessary in, at least for exploration, is Sonic 1. They definitely, like, there's levels in Sonic 1, like, Starlight Zone is the obvious example, where there's certain spots in that level you can only get to with the speed shoes. And there might be a couple in Sonic 2, but I can't think of any. But in Sonic 3, like, I don't know. I don't really think there's that many spots where, like, you can only get to with the speed shoes. Because you have the shield abilities, and you can build up so much momentum just using the spin dash or, like, you know, going through a few loop-de-loops or something like that. Wow, you know what? I never realized it, but this level, like, this just looks like an 8-bit version of Chemical Plant Zone at the very beginning here. It's not, but dang. I mean, there's got to be spots in Sonic 3 where, like, the speed shoes will allow Sonic to get to a spot he wouldn't normally be able to get to, but I'm really struggling to think of, like, where that would even be a good spot to try it. Up, up. Son of a bitch. Let's just use them iframes. Let's use them iframes up. Never mind. Just die. Could move to Twitch just so I could finally swear in the chat. YouTube is holding me back. I suppose if I did want to build, like, an audience around my streams, like, Twitch would be the better place. Like, YouTube kind of sucks for building an audience around streaming. I feel like if I were to do that, I'd have to stream more often, though, and I don't really have the time to stream more often than once a week, and then again, like I said, I'm kind of just streaming for fun right now. I'm not really trying to build an audience around streaming. I got, you know, my Adventures of Game Criticism stuff and my super secret project. Wink, wink, nod, nod. That I will hopefully be announcing soon. I got a lot of irons in the fire, as they say. Boing. I guess I probably have time to do it, but that would really cut into my gaming time. And I don't know. I like to spend, like, a lot of time gaming since there's a lot of games to play. I suppose I could just loosen up and play more seriously on stream instead of just, like, you know, random stuff like this. Like, we're playing, like, whatever game I happen to be playing for fun on stream. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. I'm not committing to anything. Did you know Sonic in the original game was going to have a rock band that he would have to rescue? No, but that doesn't surprise me, seeing as they had like 10 billion different ideas for what Sonic 1 was going to be. Like the human girlfriend, or the fact that Eggman was going to, at one point, was like going to be the protagonist, and then they came up with Sonic's design. And actually, the reason they went with Sonic and Eggman as Sonic as the hero and Eggman as the the antagonist was because Naoto Oshima was like in New York City, like with some of his designs on the street and just asking random people what they thought of certain designs. And the most popular design he had was Mr. Needlemouse, aka Sonic. And the second most popular one was, I don't know if he had a name, but I'm going to call him Pillow Man. It was that design of Eggman where he was like in pajamas and had a pillow with him. So they decided to make Sonic, who was the most popular choice, the hero, and the second most popular choice was going to be the villain. See, I know facts too. You're amazing, just the way you are. Oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Can one of your adventures and game criticisms videos be about how good video game commercials used to be? Probably not. Just gonna be honest there. Not really the vibe I'm going for. I do intend on including like snippets of game commercials in certain episodes, but only if it actually fits with like the theme I'm going for that episode. Ooh, boss time. Well, I don't know who said it. I think it was Fungi. Whoever said this game was easy was absolutely right. This is a lot easier than I remember. I mean, I know I haven't got any Chaos Emeralds, and I also don't give a shit, so it doesn't matter, but... Good night, all. Another work week begins, and the irons in the fire need striking. I'd ask for prayers, but the smell of sulfur is already bad enough. Good one. Bye, Raichu. Have a good week. Have a good sleepy. Nah, it's fine if you still stream once a week on stream or on Twitch. Grant, I just really want to swear, okay? I understand. I can't imagine going more than like 5 minutes without saying fuck. So, that's I could totally understand YouTube being as puritanical as they are. All the best on your irons. Hope your project goes well. I feel your pain. Ah, yes. So many irons, so little time. Better than being bored, though, I guess. I hate being bored. There's nothing worse than being bored. Boing. Okay, I don't want to be the nerd, but actually, the Mr. Needle Mouse was a mistranslation. He was always called Mr. Hedgehog. Really? I didn't know that. Oh. Also, instead of Sonic, the main characters would have been two spiky-haired kids in a dreamland against a dark, shadowy nightmare overlord? What? I never heard of that one either. Damn it. Quit hitting the thing. Boing? No. How about... Fine, fuck it. Fine, fuck it. That's just death, I guess. Boing. Just sneak on up here like that, I suppose. Man, I just cannot seem to work with that. My brain can't register how to use the bouncy thing. Oh god, I don't like how much I'm falling here. Okay, we want to land here, and then... there we go. Yeah! I know how to play video games. I've been doing it my whole life. What the fuck is that? This game actually, like... Not saying like the other 8-bit Sonic games have bad controls or anything, but this game has really smooth controls for a Game Gear game. Son of a bitch. I was expecting to immediately die there. Are we gonna play? Wait, we going to play the Sonic's Cheeks games? Oh, Sonic's ass game. I was censoring myself just so the comment would show. Nice. The Sonic's Cheeks game. We're gonna play the Sonic's ass game? Which Sonic's ass game? Dimp's level design, I wasn't sure, but I recall correctly. Look out for bottomless pits in this stage. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I found one. Yeah, someone who worked on the game just tweeted concept art for that version of the game, and it's kind of fascinating to learn of. Nice. Oh, old man's getting a leg cramp again. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, yep. Also, in all of my playthroughs, they threw a lot of continues at me. I had 10 continues or so in Sonic Chaos. I don't think I got that many, but I don't know. I just remember like this being difficult as a kid, but it's not. It's pretty easy. I'm not saying I'm gonna, end up winning or beating it, but certainly a lot easier than I remember. I do kind of feel like they gave up on this level a little bit. Last two levels were pretty well designed. This just kind of seems a little haphazard. And, bottomless pits just coming out of nowhere is always great game design. I don't know what you're talking about. I think part of the reason is, there are so many rings available. Oh, wait, is that how you go to the Emerald stages? Is you get 100 rings? Perhaps it is. I actually don't remember how to play these. Am I just supposed to get all the rings? Zoom. Oh, crap. Son of a bitch. I just can't seem to line up with those. Oh, he floats up a little bit. That's why I keep getting... I see. I was gonna say, I know I was lined up with the rings a few times, but, there we go. More rings over here? Oh, God, there are rings over here. Damn. I need to read the manual. I don't remember how to play. Special stage. Maybe you just get more rings. You get 100 rings, so you can go to a stage, you get more rings to get more rings? Nope, every special stage is like a level from A to B. Oh, okay. Huh. If we say Sonic's ass game, we mean Crash Bandicoot because that's what was the code name for Crash 1. Absolutely. Oh, I mean, I totally got that. I was just asking which, Crash Bandicoot game you wanted to play. Although, we got Chef's Love Shack next. What time is it? Oh, we got a little less than an hour left. Doing good. Covering a lot of ground today. Boss time! Fucker. Well, shit. Sudden difficulty spike. Just, keep using them iframes, I guess. Oh, this is one of those bosses that if you get the timing off, you just get your ass kicked. I got lucky there. The game was called Twin Star? Oh, I see. For that concept art you were just talking about? Before we go, when are we going to do the licensed game roulette? I don't know. I guess I would like... We could do that anytime, I guess, but I would need like a list ahead of time from you guys, like what some licensed games would be. Like if I could get like a, oh, I don't know, like a list of like 20 to 30 licensed games you would like for roulette, and then give them to me like, I don't know, like a week before we stream, I could get together like a roulette system going, so then we could do that. But yeah, so I guess we could do that anytime, but I'd need to get like a list of licensed games first, and I don't want to just go pick them out myself, because then, you know, that's kind of defeats the purpose of the roulette. So it would be better if like you guys picked out a bunch, and then we did like a roulette type thing. I could like, you know, maybe make a wheel here, or I could just like throw up like a, I'm sure there's roulette apps you could find online or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. You can email me a list if you want. It's Noa Lee at noaleevgc@gmail.com if you would like, or comment on this video however you want. Or we could just figure out next week like what we want to do, and I could write down a whole bunch. That would work too. Noah, you are lucky with this one because the rings in this game only fly upwards and not in any other direction. I noticed that. It's very nice. At least only one ring does. Here are 2 links to the tweets if you're all interested. Nope, that's not going to work because YouTube won't let links go through. You're probably the only one that can see those links, Romello. Just so you know. Here's your first game. SpongeBob movie game on PS2. Alright, I'll give you a list next week. See, I gotta go do the morning rush for DoorDash. Bye, Tanish. Thanks for coming out. Looking forward to that list. We'll get together and, yeah, we'll finalize our list next week, and then maybe the week after we'll do some roulette thing. That'd be fun. That'd be a nice change of pace. Good luck with the DoorDash stuff. I'm gonna cuddle with my cat and play more Tears of the Kingdom after stream here. Yeah, I knew those coconuts hurt, but then I jumped back up there. Anyway, like, Mecha Green Hill Zone. Just what we need. Another version of Green Hill Zone. Ah! Boom, boom. Is there probably also some bottomless pits? I would say so. Ooh, is this oil? Yes. Mecha Green Hill Zone. This is freaking oil ocean, my dude. Oh, level design's back to being decent. I actually feel like, I don't know. I don't feel lost and confused. Never mind, I'm dead. Mecha Green Hill Zone is a really cool concept, though, that they should have explored again, but they should make it new and not copy it. I'm just kind of sick of Green Hill Zone as a concept. I think they could just stop, personally. There's probably another version of Green Hill Zone in Sonic Frontiers that's, like, hidden in one of the subspace things, for all I know. So we have, like, what, 8 different versions of Green Hill Zone now? That's enough. You don't need any more. Boing, boing, boing. Did they ever do a Master System port for this one? Like they did with the other 8-bit Sonic games? Oh, fuck you. Put a goddamn bottomless pit there, you sumbitch. There's something like, you know, going back, it's not really aspect ratio related, but, you know, since the Master System and the Game Gear were more or less the same hardware with some minor differences, like Game Gear has higher color palette, but Master System has higher resolution. A lot of the Master System ports of Game Gear games, they zoomed the camera out so you can see the screen a lot more. So that's why, like, the Master System version of Sonic 1 is, like, the best version of that game. So it doesn't really have to do with aspect ratio, but just, like, zooming the screen out a little bit so you can see farther ahead of you, like, goes a long way, so... Oh, come on! I was, like, jumping on that, or maybe you're just supposed to, like, go really fast on those so you don't fall? I thought it was you had to keep jumping. I emailed you the links in the tweets. Alright, thank you. I will check them out. COVID's acting up. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Night, gents. Bye, Wakos. Hope you feel better. Sorry you got the virus. Sorry you got the virus, my dude. I hope you'll be fine. I'm sure you'll be fine. You're a healthy, strapping young man. You'll be fine. Later, buddy. Don't go for the things below you. It's a hidden trap, sadly, which isn't great. I'm not trying to go down. I just keep accidentally going down there. Okay, that's a secret. See, I thought I had to keep jumping on those angled platforms there, but no, you just have to keep running. That's the secret. There we go. Sonic has passed. I'm sorry to hear Sonic has passed, but I also appreciate more games where Sonic is dead, as I've said before. Also, you know, going back to, like, the Sonic Superstars. Again, I forgot the name of that game again, briefly. Going back to Sonic Superstars and Super Mario Bros. Wonder... How weird is it that, like, two games with such, like, a similar concept from Sonic and Mario are coming out at roughly the same time? Like, it just... Yeah, I fucked up again. It just seems like, you know, they're both going for, like, a similar, like, you know, colorful party vibe type thing. And they happen to be coming out this fall. Like... What a weird coincidence. Doesn't have to necessarily say Green Hill, but I would love to see a new zone again with a mix of nature and metallic stuff. Yeah, I see what you're getting at. There was somebody was doing like a, oh, what the hell was it called? There was a fan game that never got finished. It was like a remake of Sonic 2, but it had like... Fuck, what the hell was the name of that? It was like Sonic 2 HD Remix, was that it? That might have been the name of it. I don't think it ever got finished, but like the first level the guy created and launched, and it was kind of like a mechanical version of Emerald Hill Zone, and I remember that being really fun. And I was hoping that guy would finish that, but I don't think he ever did. Oh, shit. Sonic 2 HD, right? Okay. That's something I gotta check out more of, is check out more Sonic fan games, because there's like a shit ton of them. Oh, that was bullshit. There are no rangs in this? I ain't got no rangs for the boss? Oh, what's over here? Oh, shit. Shit. I knew that was gonna happen. I saw that coming a mile away. Boo 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 ba doo ba doo boo. Note to self, don't take the lower path in this level. Ever. For any reason. It's unnecessary and you will die. Oh, there were some rings up there. I saw them. Gonna remind you that you have 2 continues left. Oh shit. I will probably not play any better, but, you know. That was kind of bullshit. Launched me. Oh, no, grab your ring. Grab. Fucking son of a bitch. Now I have 1 continue left. Whatever. I don't care if I win or lose. It's all about the game, baby. Boing. No. I hate these freaking angled things. There's something about them makes my brain want to jump on them instead of just keep running. I don't know what it is. Probably because that's how it is in like any other game that has that mechanic where it's like a sloped thing. It's like you just gotta keep jumping and you'll be fine. But no! Sonic's gotta be different. Get those rings. Get. Fuck you. Can we play Cool Spot one day? We could probably play Cool Spot next, because I was going to play Chef's Love Shack, but Waco's recommended that, but he had to leave because of the COVID. So, and then I don't think somebody else recommended Enter the Dragonfly or Sonic Adventure, but I don't think they're on stream either, so. So yeah, I don't know, let's play Cool Spot next. I haven't played that in a while. Unless those people pop up and say like, no, I'm still here. In which case, we'll have, by my honor, we'll have to play the games they recommended, but... Also, do you really hate the taste of 7-Up? Yes, I absolutely hate the taste of 7-Up. It is disgusting. There's 2 points to that. One, I never liked the flavor of lemon lime soda all that much. The only one that I ever really cared for was Sierra Mist. And they don't even make that anymore. And it's Starry now. But I never really... Ah, fuck. I think I've had my fill of this game anyway. So... Yeah, look at that. Hey, good timing. I was just about to say, fuck it, let's play Cool Spot. But, yeah, whatever. No, the other part is that I have... God, they shouldn't even tried doing the Sega chime there. That sounded bad. But the other part is, like, when I was sick as a kid, like, vomiting, diarrhea sick, my mom would, like, give me 2 things, Gatorade and 7-Up. And so my brain, for some reason, like, Gatorade doesn't, I don't have that association with being sick with Gatorade, but I have that association with 7-Up, where every time I drink it, it just makes me think of, oh, I used to, like, drink this when I was, like, puking my guts out as a kid. Yay. So, yeah, I can't stand 7-Up. It's disgusting. Where we play Cool Spot on the Genesis. Cool Spot. Cool Spot? Cool Spot. Cool Spot's a great game, though. Cool. Ah, Chaos Engine. That little known Sonic game. Right? Chaos Engine 2. Cheese Catastrophe starring Speedy Gonzales. Cool Spot. Oh, Crystal's Ponytail. I have a physical copy of this game. It's not bad, actually. I went past it. Son of a bitch. Letters are hard. Cool. Cool Spot. There we go. I'm literally gonna admit that I play this one just for nostalgia. I thought, yeah. Actually, Sonic Chaos was better than I remember. It's just that one that level at the end there, like, my brain was having a hard time with it. What about Sprite? I would take it over 7-Up, but I don't like Sprite either. Like I said, the only lemon and lime soda I ever, like, could tolerate was Sierra Mist, and they don't even make that anymore. I actually, you know, when they switched to Starry, I actually did buy a small 6-pack, and it's way too freaking sweet. Yeah, I cannot drink grape juice anymore because I vomit just a bit after I drank some as a kid, and my brain associates the taste with that. Yup. I know it. I never liked grape juice either. Never big on that. Find all the cool points. Oh shit. Hold on, we gotta back it up here. The controls are, I gotta adjust the controls or I'm gonna be all over the place. Reminds me of a sauce I can't eat anymore because I throw it up, and it also took me a long time to eat rice again. What an awful disease that was. This was, boop, boop, boop. Difficulty, normal. Oh, let's put it on easy. Yeah, easy. Triggers. We want jump to be B and fire to be A. Jump B, fire A. Yeah, that's what I want. No! No, wait, that's backwards. Jump B, fire A. Yes. That's what I want. Okay. Yes, I really got ill. My whole family had to vomit. But that was in 2021, I believe. Oof. I thankfully haven't had to vomit for quite some time. It's been great. Vomiting sucks. It's like the worst. Boing. Boing. Gotta get all them cool spots. Oh, shit. Boing. Balloons are a little jank. I really like the sound effect when you pick up the spots. Also, the music in this game is such a freaking fever dream. I love it. There we go. Boing, boing. No! Ah! Find case. Gotta find the case. Boing. Far worse than the COVID infection I had in 2022, no joke. I mean, I could see that, because, like, most COVID is pretty mild. It doesn't seem like that because, you know, the media only ever reported on, you know, the people that got really sick from it, but, like, it's such a mild disease for, like, the vast majority of people. Unused time bonus. Oh man, I didn't get the 1-up. Peer pressure. Haha, I see what they did there. Nice pun. And 90s marketing was just like a cut above. Like they just turned like what's gonna be our mascot for 7-Up? You know that red spot on the can? That's it. There you go. Took someone all of 5 minutes to think up of that. And look how much mileage they got out of it. At least until they switched to Fido Dido. But I don't feel like he was ever as popular as Spot. This game's soundtrack was my first exposure to the track Wipeout, and I really love it. There's a literal reason why the guitar riff is so iconic in general on the original version. Oh, there's literally a reason why the guitar riff is so iconic in general on the original version. What, that it was like corporately designed to be? I don't actually know. I do know that the guitar riff of Wipeout is a freaking catchy motherfucking riff, but... Oh, you homing motherfucking bee, you. Oh, can I get that? Yeah, I got the 7-Up. Ooh. Come on, get up there. Fuck! I must keep going down. What are you even in, Mr. Fish? You're like sticking out of a portal there. Whoop. Whoop. I mean, I don't know, is Wipeout public domain, or did they pay the original composers? My guess would be that it's probably not in the public domain. They probably either paid the composers, or it's different enough that it didn't matter. Like, it doesn't sound exactly like Wipeout, but it's very clear that they, you know, very clear that that's what they were trying to evoke. But I don't know, they might have licensed it. Yeah, I always wondered how... I don't know, the whole licensing of music is a little strange, because, like, if you cover somebody's song, my understanding is you don't have to pay them for that. You just have to make sure that the original composer is credited. Because I think, like, any band can, like, cover anybody else's song and then put it on their album without permission. But then, like, to do that and then, like, put it in, like, I don't know, like, in a movie or a game or something like that, probably blurs the lines. Although maybe not, because, like, that's the whole reason, like, the first two Guitar Hero games, like, they didn't use the actual, like, recorded tracks for most of the songs. They had the developers actually recorded them with different music. Oh, that was some straight up bullshit hit detection right there. I was a mile away from that fucking crab. Bullshit. But anyway, like, the first two Guitar Hero games, like, the songs they wanted to use, they re-recorded them. So they weren't the original recordings, and they did that so they could avoid licensing fees, because, as you might imagine, like, you know, a game like Guitar Hero or any rhythm game that uses, you know, music like that would be a licensing nightmare. But then, you know, starting with Guitar Hero 3, like, they were able to license most of those tracks because they had a shit ton of money. So, I mean, in that sense, like, shouldn't like the composer of Cool Spot be able to cover Wipeout as long as they credit the original composer? I don't know. I suppose that's for lawyers to decide, not for not for video game critics and people watching streams. The whole idea of like licensing music seems like on paper it seems like a great idea, because like, you know, you make sure that the original artist like gets their, you know, not only their credit, but they also get paid for their work regardless of where it's used. But the reality of it is that it's just record companies being greedy as fuck and being overprotective of their intellectual property that they didn't even, you know, didn't even create. They're just, you know, the publisher essentially. There we go. Wipeout is one of those songs that most people heard once, but not everybody knows the name of, which is so funny. Yeah, there's a lot of songs like that. A lot of classical music is like that. Like, it's like, oh, do you know, this song? I can't think of any classical music at the moment. Do you know this song? No, never heard of it. Then you play it. Oh, that was the ringtone on my Nokia brick back in the day. Of course I know that song. It's the Nokia ringtone song. Oh. Leg cramp again. Ah! Just stretch out there. Oh, yeah. I don't know what it is, but like the last like 5 or 6 streams, like I keep getting a cramp in like my right hip. I'm just getting old, I guess. I just like that mouse like throwing his year's supply of cheese. It's like, bro, don't throw your pantry contents at me. You're gonna starve. Okay, not fair. Boing, 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 boing. Man, this is a gritty soundtrack. Shit. Nokia brick. Nah, don't worry. I also get crampy sometimes. We all get crampy sometimes. It happens. I think it's just the way I'm sitting. Like, I gotta finish my study so I can stop like having my desk set up in a corner in my room. That would help like the cramp situation if I had like room to spread my legs, but I don't. Someday I will finish my study. Ow. Those mice just are absolutely brutal. This level reminds me of a level from Socks the Cat Rocks the Hill. A very important piece of mascot platformer history. My legs mostly feel static though whenever I don't move them. I'm one of those leg shakers. If I sit like too long, I like start shaking my legs and stuff. I don't know. I'm one of those people that like, I think one of the reasons that I can only stream for like 3 hours max is because like I usually have to get up and walk around like every 2 or 3 hours, even if I'm like trying to like, you know, sit on my ass and relax all day. Like I just can't sit still for very long periods of time. Like, even just getting up and, like, walking around the house for, like, 10 minutes every couple of hours is, like, something I absolutely have to do. Like, I mean, we're, like, 2.5 hours into this stream, and no cap, my butt's getting pretty fucking sore from sitting in this chair. And it's not like it's a bad chair. I mean, it's, like, one of them fancy ergonomical chairs. You like sparkly water? Some people hate it for some reason. I have one flavor. Well, yeah, I like sparkling water. I get like sparkling mineral water is like what I get. I usually have a glass of that on ice every night. That's kind of my replacement for drinking, since I don't drink anymore. Other than a beer occasionally here or there. But seltzer is like something that like I really don't like, except I have this one flavor. It's cranberry lime. It's the only flavor of seltzer I've ever liked. I've never been able to find another flavor that I've liked for some reason. So I get that. I think I can understand where like the people that hate like sparkling water or seltzer are coming from, because I thought I was one of those people for a long time, but it just turns out I just never like found a flavor that I liked. Boing. This level design is starting to get confusing. Good thing there are inanimate or disembodied hands everywhere to tell me where to go. Boop-a-doo, boop. There we go. Little spot guys. Unused bonus time. I'm surprised I haven't gotten a bonus level yet. Waiting around. Oh, my eyes turned to water. Mineral is usually the one I drink too, I think. Nice. I get it's like San Pellegrino, I believe it's called. I call it Spellegrino because it's like S. Pellegrino. No, that's not fair. I couldn't hit him from that spot. This level kind of sucks, if I'm being honest. Never liked this level. Eh. So disappointed that I played the SNES version of Cool Spot. I forgot that there was even an... I always forget that there is even an SNES version of this game, because, like, why would you want to? Can I make this jump? Oh, yeah, I can make that jump. Genesis does, baby! For the most part. Except, like, a handful of games. Eh... Boing. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Alright, in order to go to the special stages, you have to collect all the letters that spell out Uncola. That's right. I forgot about that. I don't recall even seeing any letters. Oh god. Yeah, some of these jumps are just like... Gotta be at the absolute maximum jump. No! Yeah, I hate this level. Ah. Like, they're almost leaps of faith. It's like you could just, like, kind of make out the next platform at the very bottom of the screen. Fuck! Or you could fall and die like that. That works, too. Oop. I need to go this way. And then, Hey, what's up, Liam? How you doing? What animal do you consider to be an overrated pile of shite? That would be the panda, for sure. I think I went on a jag about pandas last week, too, didn't I? Pandas are the most useless creatures that evolution would have killed off a long time ago if humans didn't think they were cute. We've been keeping them on life support for far too long. So yeah, pandas. Pandas is probably my default answer. Knowing that it's missing some tracks and has a horrible aspect ratio, like most Super Nintendo games, makes it inferior to the Genesis version. But hey, the SNES version has more colored balloons. That's about it. Woo! Well, at least it's got colored balloons. Son of a bitch. God, I hate this level. I'm just gonna go up here. For no reason, apparently. Oh, crap. Crap ass. Oh, God, that sucks. Boing. Boing. Clearly all the Super Nintendo diehard fans have left the chat. We haven't got a rebuttal post like we usually do when I shit on the SNES. When I troll about the SNES. Son of a bitch, this fucking level. Yeah, they're good. SNES hardcore fans will say it has more colors. And I would say, I don't care. A bad game with more color, or a bad version of a game with more colors is still a bad version of a game. I will gladly sacrifice, you know, the amount of colors for a good aspect ratio, a usually superior and crisper sounding soundtrack, and just, you know, running at a better frame rate 9 times out of 10. For me, it's sharks. I'm honestly baffled at the sheer number of movies, documentaries, etc. that focus on them. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna say, like, the animal itself is not an overrated piece of shit, but, like, the humans' reactions to them kind of is, I guess. Which I guess is kind of the same thing. I don't know, sharks are scary. Like when you realize how fucking massive, like, great whites could get, like, how could you not think they're, like, terrifying? But obviously they're in the ocean, and I'm not, so, like, I don't really have a reason to be afraid of them. And that's kind of what always gets me about, like, you know, shark documentaries, or, like, movies like Jaws, or, you know, other shark-related movies and stuff like that. It's like all the tension of the story goes out the window when you realize that the humans just could leave at any moment and not have to worry about it. Son of a bitch! Oh, son of a bitch. Do I have a continue? Nope, that's game over. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, I guess we're done with this. I got 15 minutes left. I think it's time to play some random. Let's do some random here. Have you ever had a schoolyard fight, by the way, over consoles? I've definitely gotten in arguments with people when I was a kid. Not so much during the Great Console War with the Genesis and the Super Nintendo, because, I mean, I didn't really have a leg to stand on back then, because, like, I was, like, the only kid that had a Genesis. I can think of, like, one other kid that had a Genesis in school. Everybody had a Super Nintendo, so it was, like, there was not really any reason to, like, argue with people, but definitely when, like, more so when, like, it was the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox era. That was when I really remember, like, arguing about, you know, which was better or whatever. And, you know, I didn't really have a strong opinion on that, because I kind of, like, within, like, 2 years I got all 3 of them anyway. So, because that was, like, the first generation where, like, I was able to get all of the major consoles myself. Okay, we're going to play something on Saturn. We're going to play... Sure, let's play Virtual Fighter Remix. Why not? I'm hitting the random button here on my thing. I don't think I've ever played Virtua Fighter, come to think of it. But I distinctly remember this one argument over the lunch table, where I mentioned something about like the GameCube having better graphics than Patience Grasshopper having better graphics than the PS2, and I remember this kid getting just really pissed off at me. Like, he was a diehard PS2 guy, and he just goes, I don't remember his exact words, but it was something along the lines, well, the PS2 is like blah blah blah, it's like superior, it's got like, you know, all this like, you know, whatever, and the graphics are better and the games are cheaper, which, you know, he was right, the games were cheaper for the PS2. But then he's like, but Sony's also working on the PS3, and then when the PS3 comes out, like a year later, the PS4 is going to come out, and the PS4 is going to be so amazing, and then they're going to release the PS5, and this was like in 2001. I was like in middle school, and this guy was already predicting like not only the PS4 but the PS5. Like, he simultaneously just predicted the PS3, 4, and 5, and they were all going to come out by like 2010 and just show the entire game industry up. And I just find that so funny that it's like, well, we do actually have a PS5 now, so, you know, he wasn't entirely wrong. He was just about 13 years ahead of the game. Or ahead of when he thought it would come out anyway. The worst living being on planet Earth is still the human. Argument 1. We can go home now. I don't agree with that. I think mosquitoes are worse. Ticks are pretty bad. I'm going to say mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are the worst living thing on planet Earth. They serve no purpose, at least in terms of the ecosystem. There have actually been studies that if the entirety of the mosquito population was wiped out, it would have basically no impact on the rest of the ecosystem. They are like the ultimate parasite, so I'm gonna say mosquitoes are worse than humans. We play the first Dead or Alive one day. What is the first Dead or Alive on? Dreamcast? No, it's gotta be older than that, right? PS1? I mean, sure, I'll play anything if we got it. You guys ever played Virtua Fighter? I've never played Virtua Fighter. Let's play this guy that kind of looks like Ryo Hayabusa. Patience, Grasshopper. I had childless fights over PS4 and Wii U, but only because I got pissed off on how nobody could see how great the games were on the Wii U. Oof. I'm gonna get in a schoolyard fight with you right now there, buddy old pal. I handle conversations way better nowadays. Okay, fuck mosquitoes, you're right. Okay. Convince me. I'm gonna give you a chance. Convince me about the games being good on the Wii U, because I do not see it. I mean, Mario Kart 8's good, but the Switch version is objectively better. Breath of the Wild's fine, but the Switch version's objectively better. I guess the remake of graphical remake of Wind Waker was also fine. Would be better if it was on the Switch. We played Mr. Mosquito one day just for that argument. That's on PS2, right? I think it is. Yeah, I'll have to download that one. Punching. Punching. Shit. Do you see my sick fighting game skills? Oh man, that is one floaty-ass jump. Okay, I'm just gonna keep kicking him in the face. I just don't get fighting games. Why? How come half the buttons aren't even working? Sonic Boom for Wii U is good? I don't think Sonic Boom's good for anything, is it? I've never played it personally, but I'm just gonna say. Yeah, like half the buttons aren't even doing anything. There we go. Don't forget Mario Maker or Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Remember, the Switch wasn't a thing back then. I mean, that's fair. Well, one, I mean, I've never understood the appeal of Donkey Kong Country, so, and I have played Tropical Freeze, and I still don't get it. Mario Maker, I kind of understand. But I mean, that came out like right before the Switch became a thing anyway, so that hardly counts. Came out like a year before the Switch came out, right? Something like that. That was a joke. Okay, I was gonna say, Romello, like, I didn't know you were a secret Sonic Boom fan. Yep, those two buttons just don't do jack shit. Nope, those three buttons don't do jack shit. Cool. But I mean, that's like, even like the good games on the Switch, there's like, or on the Wii U, there's very few of them. It's kind of got like, kind of got like the same thing going on as like the PSP. Like, yeah, it's got a lot of potential and there are good games on it, but just not very many of them, at least not in America. Like, Japan got a lot more PSP games than we did. Is the jump floaty or the FPS slow because some of the music seems janky? Does it? It seems like it's running properly to me. I'm pretty sure the jump is just floaty. I mean, looking at the timer, it doesn't seem like it's running incorrectly. This is Virtua Fighter Remix. I don't know if the music's different, perhaps. I don't know what the difference between Virtua Fighter and Virtua Fighter Remix is, so I know I'm about to hop to a different game because I'm not enjoying this because I don't know how to play fighting games. It was 2015 when Mario Maker came out and DK Tropical Freeze had some well thought out levels. Was it 2015 when Mario Maker came out? I thought it was 2016. Because I remember buying it when I worked at Best Buy, and I left Best Buy in 2016, so... Okay. Okay, so that's why I'm thinking that. Yeah, so it probably did come out in 2015. And then the Switch was announced in 2016. It wasn't released till 2017, though. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah. At least you're not playing the 32X version of Virtua Fighter. Let's play one more rando here before I call it a stream. Something on the Genesis. Nah, let's not do NBA. We played Rocket Knight Adventures a million times on the stream, as much as I love that game. Ooh, Grandia. Sure. Or Granada, not Grandia. Grandia is a JRPG. I was gonna say I thought this was a JRPG series. Wolf Team. Granada. So it's basically Gauntlet, it looks like. I'm okay with that. Ooh, and I can play with a thumbstick. Nice. Is there a strafe button? A strafe button would be really nice. There is a strafe button. To be honest, I'm not going to convince anybody anymore that the Wii U is good consoles, but the games I played were fun, and it was what it was. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, no, you're fun. You didn't have fun. You were brainwashed to have fun. Like, no, I mean, you can have fun on anything. Like, the Philips CDI is awful, and I've had fun with that thing. I'm not going to say that Wii U is that bad, but I totally get where you're coming from with the Wii U, though. But And I kind of agree with what the fuck. I kind of agree with you. At the time when the Wii U was new, it didn't seem as bad as it does now. I was a lot more forgiving with it back then because of the potential it had, and Mario Maker was good, Splatoon was good, and Nintendo was doing some interesting stuff back then. But looking back on it, especially compared to the Switch, it was a pretty bad console overall. And bad in the sense that it wasn't fully utilized, not in the sense that the hardware itself was bad. Although I do think Nintendo kind of shot themselves in the foot by not really expanding on the hardware any more than just kind of making an HD Wii. It's kind of what it was. And it kind of just had like, I don't know, I just feel like they played it way too safe with the Wii U, and it ended up like shooting them in the foot. Like Super Mario 3D, what was it? 3D World. Like, it was a good game, but it wasn't like a great game. I'm sure there's some people that'll argue with me on that one, but it was a good game, but it wasn't a great game. And Splatoon was kind of the same thing. It was a good game, but it wasn't a great game. Mario Maker was a good game, but it wasn't a great game. It kind of didn't become a great game until Mario Maker 2, and people really started pushing stuff. At least that was my take. I know there's some people that are really diehard into Mario Maker, like actually making stuff, but I personally didn't find it to be all that enjoyable. But then you get to the Switch, and Mario Odyssey is a great fucking game. Metroid Dread is a great fucking game. Tears of the Kingdom is a pretty great game. Breath of the Wild is fine. I know that was technically developed for the Wii U first, but Yep, this is just Gauntlet with mechs. This is what it's looking like. I gotta get them enemy spawners. Do I have like a... Oh, I do have a... I was gonna say, do I have like a bomb or something? Not really feeling this game. It's about time to end the stream anyway. Well, that's Granada, not Grandia. Oh, yeah. Can you have the enjoyment with the Millennium Genesis handheld, though? The Millennium Genesis handheld, though? What is that? I don't even know what that is. I'm not even going to try to read that, what looks to be Spanish that Romello put on there. Not going to do it. For the Wii U, the console was horrible, but the games were great. Just all of them had no more exclusives, and they were all on a Switch, which makes it sadly obsolete now. Yep, that's something we can all agree on. The only thing that the Switch is missing for me is the fun menus and music that always played in the eShop. For me, like, I don't know, I kind of, like... I'm of two minds when it comes to that. I miss, like, the days of, like, the Wii Shop, having the funky music. But also, like... I think there's something to be said for streamlining and having a nice clean storefront and not having, it bogged down with like, a lot of animations like the Wii Shop did, or the Virtual Console shop. The eShop, while it's not something I ever go to because I've never downloaded anything off of the eShop. But I think there's something to be said for having a nice, clean, bare bones storefront for people to go and shop to. As much as I do miss the presentation of like the Wii, it was kind of obtuse. It was kind of annoying when you went to like, download a game, and instead of just having a download bar, you had Mario hopping over like 3 blocks, and it's like, well, what the hell does that mean? How long until my game's downloaded, sort of thing. The Wii Shop music was amazing, but I kind of just prefer not to have anything, I guess. I don't know. For me, Mario Maker was anything I dreamed of back in 2015 because I didn't have a PC to make my own ROM hacks of Super Mario World, and I had so much fun. But I get your perspective on it. Yeah, and I mean, like, that's kind of the thing. Like, if you like, you know, making your own, like, ROM hacks of stuff, like, Mario Maker was, you know, a breath of fresh air. And I still remember, like, having fun playing it and playing other people's levels and stuff like that. I've never been too much into making my own levels with that, but I guess more what I was getting at is that it seemed like it was, you know, didn't go far enough. That's kind of how I feel. You know, I feel like Mario Maker 2, like, really pushed it into the territory where they needed to go. So yeah, I just kind of feel like every good game on the Switch just didn't kind of go far enough. Nintendo was trying to play it way too safe, not step too far out of their comfort zone, just kind of, you know, give their fans, like, exactly what they expect and no more, which I guess is fine, but I appreciate, like, all the experimentation that Nintendo's doing this generation. And that's, again, that's kind of why I think Tears of the Kingdom is a better game than Breath of the Wild, because I feel like they're really pushed, like, the envelope for what they, you know, could do with that kind of world, whereas I feel like Breath of the Wild still had kind of some of that, that Wii U mentality, where it's like, we need to, you know, first and foremost make a solid core of a game, but then they didn't actually expand upon that core, and that's kind of why I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is, if that makes sense. I don't feel like I'm doing the best job explaining this concept. It wasn't experimental enough, the Wii U, or at least the games on the Wii U. Translation, well, I gotta go and do other things. Yep, me too. I gotta go cuddle with my cat, because I'm sure he's gonna be bugging me for some cuddles here. It's about cuddle time. I also think the sequels are better. Yeah, pretty much like any sequel of, like, a Wii U game is, like, by default been better. And then, like, yeah, and Mario Maker is a perfect example. Splatoon is, like, a perfect example. And all that jazz. Well, anyway, thank you all for joining me for this wonderful retro game hopping afternoon. I had fun as per usual, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. I'm gonna go get something to drink and cuddle with my cat and play more Tears of the Kingdom, I guess. So yeah, great memories, that's all. That's nice. Did they not stride too far with Star Fox Zero and the new IP Splatoon? No, I don't think they did. Star Fox Zero was a disaster because they forced gyro controls into it for no reason. But even if they had, like, standard controls, that, like, by all accounts, that would have been a pretty generic Star Fox game. Splatoon was a breath of fresh air, but, you know, it was... I think they focused a little too hard on the online multiplayer thing and not enough on, like, a single-player experience, because, like, the single-player experience was pretty bland. It didn't really get good until Splatoon 2. So, yeah, there's that. I don't know. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the Wii U. There's more to be had. So, anyway, thank you all for joining me once again, and I'll see you all later. Okay, bye!